Attraction isn't a choice for them, it's a subconscious response triggered by certain behaviors. Look, I'm gonna share something with you that most guys never figure out. By the time you're done watching this video, you'll know exactly how to talk to women in a way that gets inside their heads and leaves them thinking about you long after you've walked away. They'll be counting down the minutes until they hear from you again. Picture this. You're standing there, and there's this gorgeous woman in front of you. Your mind races. What do you say? How do you keep the conversation flowing without awkward silences? How do you avoid saying something stupid that kills the vibe? Here's where most guys mess up right from the start. They overthink everything. They're so busy planning their next line, worrying about the perfect topic, that they forget the most important thing. Before we dive into the specifics though, you need to shift how you see this whole situation. I need you to burn this into your brain. That beautiful woman you're nervous about, she's just a person. Nothing more, nothing less. Stop putting her on some pedestal just because she's attractive. I know you've probably heard this before, and I know it sounds like generic advice, but here's the thing, you haven't actually internalized it yet. From now on, every single time you talk to a beautiful woman, I want you to remember this conversation. Tell yourself, she's just a human being. Say it until it becomes automatic. Because until you really believe it, everything else I'm about to tell you won't work. But here's the twist that's going to change everything for you. While you're seeing her as just human, you need to position yourself differently in your own mind. You need to see yourself as bringing more to the table than she is. Don't worry if that sounds arrogant or confusing. I'll show you exactly how to do this without being a jerk. Every time you start talking to a woman, something fascinating happens. Her subconscious mind, the part that controls attraction and searches for the right partner, starts evaluating you. It's like an invisible radar that's constantly scanning, and she's not even aware it's happening. If you've been following along with everything about attraction, you already know women are emotional beings. They're drawn to what they feel, not what they think. But today, we're going deeper into this rabbit hole. Let me break down what attraction really means for women, because this is the single most important concept you'll ever learn about dating. Without understanding this, you're basically flying blind. And there are no exceptions to this rule. None. Here's the thing about women that most guys never realize. They make decisions based on emotions, not logic. They see something, feel something, and respond to that feeling. Their actions come from emotion, which means, and this is huge, they literally can't control who they're attracted to. It just happens. Think about that for a second. Attraction isn't a choice for them. It's a subconscious response triggered by certain behaviors. So if you want to trigger that attraction, you need to incorporate these specific behaviors into who you are. Let me make this crystal clear with 2 facts that might blow your mind. First, women don't control who they're attracted to. Second, they don't control who they're not attracted to. This all happens below the surface, in parts of their mind they can't consciously access. Picture that subconscious part of her mind as a radar system. The moment you start talking to her, it lights up and starts scanning. It's checking to see if you're suitable for her, if you're the kind of man she's been programmed to respond to. And here's the kicker. This radar is completely separate from her conscious, logical mind. This is why you see smart, successful women falling for the same type of guy who treats them poorly. Their logical brain is screaming, "You've been down this road before. He's going to hurt you." But because they're biologically wired to think emotionally, and because that radar operates independently from logic, their rational mind can't override it. Now, I'm about to tell you something that might sound controversial, but it's biological truth. Every woman, from the moment she's born, has a primary drive to find the right partner. She could be a rocket scientist at NASA, a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, or a world-renowned surgeon. Doesn't matter. Deep down, that biological imperative is still there, searching for the right man. And here's what's really interesting. The right man isn't someone she consciously chooses. It's someone that radar inside her selects for her. So whenever you're talking to a woman, remember that this radar is actively scanning you, determining if you measure up. One of the main things this radar looks for is your relative status. Is this guy above me or below me? The way it figures this out is surprisingly simple. It watches how you interact with her. Do you treat her like she's above you, or do you act like you're the prize? If you treat her in a way that shows you see yourself as higher value, her radar picks up on that immediately. And when it does, attraction follows. I know this might sound complicated or even manipulative, but stick with me. By the end of this, you'll understand exactly how to make any woman think about you all day long after just one conversation, and she won't even know why. Let's start with something most guys completely screw up: body language. If you've ever Googled this stuff, you've probably read all kinds of conflicting advice. Keep your head up, don't put your hands in your pockets, sit with perfect posture. Forget all of that. It's nonsense that won't help you one bit. Instead, I'm going to give you 3 simple principles that actually matter. First, stop leaning toward her when you talk. This is such a common mistake, and it instantly signals that you're too eager, too interested. Instead, make it a habit to lean slightly away while talking. It's subtle, but her radar picks up on it immediately. Second, be ready to walk away when she says something you don't like. For example, if she says, "I'm not really interested," you could respond with something like, "I know I'm probably too much for you to handle anyway. You seem like too much of a nice girl for me." And as you say it, actually start to turn and walk away. 9 times out of 10, she'll either follow you or try to stop you with a quick comment. Why does this work? Because attractive women aren't used to guys walking away. They're used to being chased, pursued, put on that pedestal. When you're willing to walk, it demonstrates massive value, and attraction automatically increases. But here's the third and most important point about body language, and I want you to remember this for the rest of your life. It's going to change everything. Think about sitting next to someone really important, maybe your boss's boss, or someone famous you admire. How would you sit? You'd probably be kind of stiff, trying to show respect. You'd be conscious of every movement, maybe forcing smiles and laughs to please them. Now imagine sitting next to your best friend, someone you've known for 10 years, or your brother. How different would your body language be? You wouldn't care at all how you're sitting. Maybe your legs are stretched out. Maybe you're leaning back, totally relaxed. You might not even care if they're still sitting there or if they got up and left. Here's the key insight. When 2 people interact, the one with higher value is always the one who sits comfortably and doesn't worry about impressing the other person. This is exactly the mindset you need when talking to women. Sit however feels comfortable to you. Don't think about how she's perceiving you. That thought should completely disappear from your mind. Want to put your hand in your pocket? Do it. Want to take it out? Take it out. Feel like putting your feet up? Go ahead. Want to lean back? Lean back. The point is to be genuinely comfortable and do whatever feels natural to you. She's not analyzing whether your hands are in your pockets or how your legs are positioned. She's only picking up on whether you're comfortable in your own skin or trying too hard to impress her. And here's the thing, this applies to your whole life, not just with women. Stop giving so much energy to managing your body language for other people. Do what makes you comfortable. You don't owe anyone a performance. The moment you start thinking about what body language you should have, you've already lost. Learn to be comfortable. Make peace with yourself. Stop caring what she thinks. When you do this naturally, women feel that you see yourself as the prize, not them. Now let's talk about the actual conversation, what you say and how you structure it. I'm going to give you a formula that works every single time. 50% of the conversation should be about her and her life. 30% should be about the environment around you or random topics, and only 20% should be about you. Why such a small percentage about yourself? Because in any conversation, the person who talks most about themselves is the one seeking approval. Think about a job interview. You're talking about yourself, your skills, your experience, because you need something from them. They're the ones with the power. Same principle applies with women. When you're constantly talking about yourself, you're subcommunicating that you need her validation. That's why the focus stays on her. So how do you keep 50% of the conversation about her without it feeling like an interrogation? You listen like a therapist. Ask about what she loves and hates, her childhood memories, her dreams for the future, what she does when nobody's watching, her free time obsessions, what she thinks her best qualities are, what she wishes she could change about herself. You get the idea. You're creating space for her to open up while you listen actively, asking follow-up questions that show you're actually paying attention, not just waiting for your turn to talk. For that 30% about random topics and your environment, here's the key. Stop filtering yourself. Say whatever pops into your head. Imagine you're sitting with a friend you've known forever. You'd talk about anything and everything, right? You wouldn't be calculating every word. It's totally fine to say something silly or random. The important thing is not looking like you're trying to be profound or impressive. Just keep the conversation flowing. Don't stick to one heavy topic. Don't try to stay serious and intellectual. Imagine you're slightly tipsy and just talking. Discuss whatever, even if it makes no logical sense. The point is to seem natural, not like you're following a script or trying to convey some specific image. And if you disagree about something, don't turn it into a debate where you have to win. Remember, you don't need her approval. You don't need her to agree with you. But also, don't torture yourself trying to prove your point. Let it go and move on to something else. Now, when you do talk about yourself, that crucial 20%, never ever try to impress her. Don't talk about your achievements, your adventures, your conquests. Instead, I'm going to give you a golden piece of advice that seems counterintuitive but works like magic. Make fun of yourself a little. When you tell stories about yourself, pick ones where you did something silly or crazy, not stories where you're the hero. This shows you don't need her approval or admiration. You're so confident that you can laugh at yourself. But here's another crucial element. Be mysterious. And I don't mean fake some secret agent persona. Being mysterious simply means not revealing everything about yourself immediately. Most guys, when a woman asks where they work, launch into their whole life story. I work at ABC Company as a senior analyst. Been there 3 years, started in the mailroom, worked my way up. I'm in charge of the Eastern region. Stop, just stop. Instead, if she asks where you work, you might say something playful like, "Slow down there, detective. We just met and you're already running a background check on me?" See the difference? By not immediately answering every question in detail, you create intrigue. She wants to know more. Here are some more examples of how to handle common questions. When she asks what you're doing Saturday night, instead of giving her your itinerary, say something like, "Something exciting but top secret. Sorry, classified information." If she asks if you've been in relationships, don't give her your dating history. Try something like, "I don't know you well enough yet to discuss my fascinating romantic past. Maybe if you're good, I'll tell you someday." When she asks your name, if you haven't told her yet, make it playful, take a guess. I'll buy you a drink if you get it right. The point isn't to be evasive forever. It's to create some tension, some push and pull, rather than being an open book from minute one. Now, even when you're doing everything right, following the formula, maintaining mystery, showing high value, you'll still face one challenge that trips up most guys: tests. Remember that radar we talked about? It doesn't just passively scan. Sometimes it actively tests you to see if you're the real deal or just putting on an act. These tests often come out of nowhere and can make you panic, forget everything you've learned, and blow the whole interaction. A single test can make you lose your composure completely, or it can make her think you're just pretending, that you're not genuinely confident, but just following some playbook. Here's what you need to remember from all of this. Women aren't choosing to be attracted to you or not. It's happening below their conscious awareness, in response to specific behaviors and attitudes you display. When you combine the right body language, comfortable, relaxed, willing to walk away, with the right conversation formula, focused on her, playful about random topics, mysterious about yourself, you trigger that unconscious attraction response. You become the guy her radar identifies as higher value, the one worth pursuing, the one she can't stop thinking about. Stop overthinking every word. Stop trying to impress her with your achievements. Stop putting her on a pedestal while putting yourself beneath it. Instead, be comfortable in your own skin, maintain some mystery, and remember, she's just human, looking for someone who sees their own value. Master this, and you'll never run out of things to say. More importantly, she won't want the conversation to end. She'll be the one trying to keep you there, wondering why she feels so drawn to you, replaying your interaction in her mind for days afterward. That's the real secret. It's not about lines or techniques. It's about becoming the kind of man whose very presence triggers attraction. And now you know exactly how to do it.